So the time has come once again. You had to take, after the last pumpkin beer that we had 2 weeks ago, you had to take that long of a hiatus.
I couldn't make it last week. I'm sorry. It just it was pumpkin malaise, pumpkin fog.
Exactly.
Pumpkin, yeah.
Well, what kind of fog will you be in this week? Because we are going to do two. It's going to be two different podcasts, but we're going to have two pumpkin beers this week. Are you going to be okay?
Well, I'm ready. I've built up my my tolerance.
Okay.
I'm getting stronger every week.
You're stronger than yesterday.
I'm stronger every week. That sounds weird. As long as it's week spelled with 2 E's.
Oh, yeah. There we go. You mean 2 E's.
2 E's.
Brandy with 2 E's.
With 2 E's.
So we have a pumpkin beer. I have not revealed to Keith what they are. So when he goes to read the little bit of text here, this is the first time he is going to find out what ones we are actually having. And so we've got another pumpkin beer because it's 'tis the season for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I am Keith. And we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage that we are about today is making its way over. It is the Schlafly Pumpkin Ale.
Yep, that's all you got.
Okay, that's all right.
I was mentioning this one is not quite as exciting with the whole thing, but it is a well balanced from start to finish. Oh gosh, I shouldn't read the taste.
No, don't read that. Ale is one of the best beers. Oh wait, no.
Everyone wants this one. It's the best ever. You've got to drink it. No, I had to bring this up because I wanted to mention one of the key things that I look for in pumpkin beers now is that is fermented with fresh pumpkin squash.
Okay.
And that is one of the keys that we have talked about for a really good pumpkin beer for forever, that they actually use pumpkins.
Well, this is cool. Schlafly hasn't been available in Arizona for a very long time, has it?
I don't believe so. I'd never really heard of them. In fact, kind of when I saw I'm going to be honest. When I saw this one, even though I got it, and like I said, as soon as I saw that they use real pumpkin, I grabbed it. But looking at the label and some of it almost made me think of like, oh, this kind of looks like some weird, like it was produced by some larger mass market thing, and then they made this kind of craft looking label. I'm just saying their label, it's not bad. There was just something about it that's what it said to me.
Schlafly.
But the description of what they used in it, actually using the pumpkin, as I keep hammering home, is what made me purchase it. So hopefully that winds up coming through in the taste. So that is what we have. I'm trying to look. We'll look when
we've never had a Schlafly beer, and because it hasn't been, I don't think, available in Arizona until recently. And they're in St. Louis, and I think they've been around since the either late 1800s or the early. They've been around for a while.
Years.
Sure. At least the name has, whether it's the same like family owned or if the name's been resurrected, I'm not sure. But somewhere back in one of the beer videos that I watched, I know their name came up. So
that's good.
Yes.
What would be even better is if right now, if we actually had the bottle.
Well, we have it. It's right there on the screen, isn't it?
Yeah, but I can't drink that one.
Oh, that's right. That's true.
Okay. I think I know where it is. I think the usual guy is he's hanging out with it right now. He's been looking at it because he was trying to help keep this a secret from you.
Okay. Oh, good.
Phil's got the bottle again. It's
old Phil. Oh, Phil. Well, should I try to get it from him? Okay.
You can try and see if you can get it away from him. Wow. So it's 8% on this guy.
Yeah.
I
remember. I did see that when you had the description up there before.
Oh, okay. See, I was looking for it over there, and then thankfully Phil bequeathed the bottle to us, and I was able to find it.
But I thought it was an 8, but I thought maybe I just can't read that.
I'm surprised.
That seems hot.
That is, it's getting toward like Imperial.
Schlafly.
Double pumpkin. No, it doesn't say that on there. Okay. Interesting. Their whole thing at the very end also rang true. One of it was that they said they were trying to create a pumpkin pie.
Good.
So we're going to try and find out if they actually... wow, that is a nice color.
Yeah.
We're going to try and find out if they actually went all the way with that. Because that is one of the descriptions we've used specifically with the Pugsley Smashed Pumpkin.
Yes.
That one almost had like a buttery crust. And we were like, oh my God.
Yep.
And that was quite good. So this has a lot to live up to.
That is
it looks dark, a little darker
copper on
screen, but it is definitely orange copper.
Yeah, it's
pretty accurate to the glass that is right there.
I would say
it's probably a little darker in the glass.
Yeah, a little darker than that.
That also could be our screen.
Yeah, it's a little darker than that. It
is in that ballpark.
Picture. Yeah, but it is. Wow, I'm surprised.
It's kind of like the pumpkin from
That's what I remember, although I haven't had that in a while. But that was what I was thinking.
All right. You know what?
all I
Before
know.
you say anything aromatically,
Yeah.
I'm just not feeling festive enough.
I
something that's not
agree.
right.
I agree.
There's something you can do about that.
Hey! There it is.
We
Woo.
forgot our pumpkin patch.
I just all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. We're not in the patch.
We're not in the patch. I feel better already. Oh my God, now this beer's amazing.
Yeah. Does have some good spice though.
It does. Yeah, spices are good. Definitely, like I said, get the...
I don't know if I get
They're not overly crazy, which is good. Like I said, I'm not getting anything crust-worthy, like I said, but I'm getting some nice kind of dark brown sugar kind of notes. Like I said, that kind of a molasses kind of thing to me is what's coming through the sweet, along with some nutmeg,
just a blend
cinnamon,
of spice.
Maybe a little ginger or clove or something in there.
A little heat.
Yeah.
A little something hot in there.
Yeah, that
so
smells
far.
really good. Smells
far.
inviting. It's inviting me to taste.
Let's do it. My first sip, I did get like some buttery, kind of crusty notes. I'm not really getting it on the second sip, though.
I would agree. Totally.
So they're either that was either that light and then it's gone. Everything else is overwhelming it. But I don't get a lot of pumpkin. But the spice balance is good.
Spice balance is good. I think the body is nice, which I think is kind of where sometimes the squash actually does shine through.
Right.
Like I said, you'll get just a little bit more viscosity in the body of something that actually uses real pumpkin, or enough of real pumpkin.
I wonder why it's 8%.
Because that's the way they wanted it, man.
The cinnamon, there's some cinnamon there. I get that like on the end. I get that like a finish, like I just had 10 minutes ago had a piece of cinnamon gum. It's not that fresh, but it's still like kind of lingering there.
I get like a very light bitterness on the back end. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
if they
got
use
that.
any hops in here. If they have some, there must be a little bit of some in there. Like,
I thought it's at 16 IBUs, so it's not.
Okay, so they use something. But I get a little bit of that at the back, which is kind of nice because, like, you know, if you've got something really sweet, sometimes it's nice to kind of break that up a little bit. This is very good. It's solid.
I'd like a little more actual pumpkin.
Yeah.
The pumpkin itself, not the pumpkin spices, because I think the spice blend is good. And I wish that first sip crust note came back again, but it does not reverberate with each.
If you take a sip and let it kind of hang out a little bit, so it almost warms up in your mouth a little bit, not to get super weird. But I was trying to simulate, like, if we let this sit a little bit longer, which we don't always have time to do, you kind of get a little bit. I think a little bit of that comes back through.
Yeah.
So I think it's there. I think it's a very light. It's more of a flaky crust.
It's fleeting.
It's a fleeting flaky crust. But yeah, I think it's, like I said, I think it's a solid beer. One I was not expecting. Like I said, based on the label.
Yeah, and I know what you mean about that label.
I don't know why,
because it
isn't that so
harkens
weird?
back to simpler sort of mass produced, but although this isn't.
Yeah.
But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I kind of like that label.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's one of those. Yeah, I warmed up to it a little bit. The more I kept looking at it, but when I initially grabbed it, I was kind of like, because I hadn't heard of the brewery.
Yeah.
So I was like, is this fake? Like, I was just kind of, like I said, it sounds dumb. Like, I'm sure we're gonna get
right.
Or don't at me. Don't put comments down there about
Right.
like, this is my favorite. They've been around for 300. That's great.
Yeah.
And after having this beer, I would have other things from them, because if they do this with a pumpkin beer, their other stuff has to be maybe even better.
Yeah, we're in Arizona.
So
we don't see this.
Yeah, we don't see this. Yeah, we're halfway across the country.
Right.
So apologies are right out the window. But this is a solid pumpkin beer. I understand why people really like it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely one, I think, if you're looking and depending on what you can find, I think this is one that can be recommended. I think it's good.
Some people will probably just like the alcohol content on it too.
That too, you don't find that a lot, other than if you get that Imperial Pumpkin that we keep talking about. Like I said, that one's 9%.
One of our friends, he'd get out of bed for this.
He would get out of bed for
Yeah.
this for sure. Most definitely. All right. Well, this was pumpkin beer number 1 for this week. We're going to have another one coming up. And after that, if you want more pumpkin things, and just like if these podcasts the last couple weeks haven't been enough, there's something else that you can do. You can go to AboutBeverages.com. Check out all the other things that we've had there. We have had an egregious amount of pumpkin beers. A lot of them over the last many years. You can find them all there. I'm going to say we're almost the foremost authorities on pumpkin beers. We've had so many.
We have tried a lot, that's for sure.
Tried it.
And it's documented.
Exactly.
You can hear the audio, you can see the video.
That's
you
right.
can, yes.
Go to YouTube.
Go back and
go to
look
our
at 'em.
website. Those are all good places. If you want to experience these pumpkin tastings or any other tastings that we do live, you can find us most Thursdays at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/AboutBeverages.
It's true.
It's true.
That's where we started it today.
That's right. But, as we always say, whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.